back again in what, at least in my opinion, and this is a limited opinion, the Grail Gym of the, would this be the Lower Peninsula in Petoskey? Like Michigan's sort of looking like here, and then there's this upper, yeah, so it'd be Lower Peninsula. So I will definitely be making my way back into this room, because right to my right, we got an overhead tricep extension, and right here is what I'm fairly certain will still be my favorite dip machine ever. Something about the strength curve and just the way the handles are, and I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it. You know, it's not just like these guys are slapping pulleys together with a plate stack, and then before you know it, you just have this fancy ass thing, right? Yeah, I'd be kind of curious to really know what these dudes were thinking, because it's different now, you know, and half of it's just because a lot of gym equipment is being made for really commercial, like nationwide gyms, LA Fitness, Planet Fitness, YMCA's, things like that, you know, because every LA Fitness, every Planet Fitness, it's full of the same company's equipment, right? So their thing is quantity, and I feel like that kind of makes them have to chill out on quality, you know? Whereas like smaller gym brands, or, you know, back when the gym was a little more niche, they've like sheer just solidity and toughness of the equipment took a little more precedent, because that's how you could stick out compared to the other guys. You know, I'm sure there's all sorts of crazy ass stories of drama about like, I mean, even right here, Body Masters versus like Nautilus and Atlantis, like a bunch of the stuff that was really killing it 80s to, you know, 2000s. I feel like after that, things started to take a bit of a turn. But, yeah, so a little bit of an earlier lift. I can feel my face starting to get a little bit of a tingle. So let's just get started. And then we can get a little post-workout meal somewhere afterward. So, push downs to begin. This stack, it's nerfing me. The pin doesn't engage on the bottom plate. I couldn't tell you exactly why, but instead of 200-pound rope extensions, I'm purely limited to 190. Now that's okay. I'm not freaking, because going a little lighter on rope extensions anyway, it's going to make it a little bit more squeezing focused, which, I mean, that's the sweet spot of the rope. You know, if I want to just move weight around, I'm going to grab a straight bar, maybe slap an extra plate on the side and really wrench it, right? But with the rope, you know, I want to be pretty controlled, and at the bottom, really pull my hands apart to, you know, get an extra squeeze. It's like doing a cable fly or like a pec deck and getting like a hold at the top, right? That's part of the sweet spot. So let's get this started. All right. Two. Okay. Oh, okay. Two more minimum. Okay. Well. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the starter room, see what we can do. So this is a badass freaking machine. The problem is the seat is like, it's one of the ones with a lever, and it's seized at a height that's, well, a little too high. So it's a bit tricky for me to actually get into it and reach behind me to grab this handle. But at least a set I gotta do just because it feels so freaking good. So let me just get ready to freaking contort myself to get back and grab it. If I was 6 inches shorter, this machine would actually be perfect. Okay. Okay. Oh. Let's just do that same setup over there with the cable. This is not gonna work. That was good, but I can't do that again. I'm gonna freaking hurt myself. Humbled yet again. The stack of this fucking dip machine, especially after those sets already, way too much. So I can do 200 out of the 300 available. And same thing with the rope. I really want to sit and squeeze, right? I mean, if this is a machine that felt like it would feel good to really pump out reps, that's what I do. But I can tell going a little slower, holding, slow, eccentric, I'm just going to feel it more. And that's something I think is to be decided on a movement by movement, day by day basis. You know, if you feel a little more stiff, maybe go a bit slower. But if you feel like you're really moving it, go harder. That's my thought process, at least. All right. Okay. Holy crap. Let's just do one of those and do something else. That felt good, but sometimes movements just don't feel good enough to do 2 in a row. Right? I'd rather move on like a straight bar or something. But tries are nearly done, that's for sure. Now this straight bar pushdown lends itself to pumping up reps. So that'll be the plan here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. One more just like that. And we can start curling something, I think. This preacher is perfect. And shit, I'll tell you something. All these older machines, they have such an effective use of the weight. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. I'm using half the stack. I don't know if I would ever use the whole stack here, which is good, because then it's, you know, your ego doesn't come into play. If you get close to the bottom of a stack and you're like 2 notches off, you might just rack it because you're like, I'm already there, let's go for it. And that might be too heavy, right? That problem would not occur if every stack was 500 pounds. Now, is that feasible? No, but let it lift a dream. All right, let's hit the shit.
Okay. One more. Yeah. Same weight. Three. Two. Okay. Okay. Let's pick something else. Probably go back downstairs to the basement. The 55 will do nicely. Okay. Oh my God. Two. 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 Okay. Oh, okay. Same machine, but I gotta change it up for the next one. I don't think I've done a spider curl for quite a while. Just a preacher, but the pad is more upright. So you kind of get a break at the bottom, and then it's extra heavy right here. But let me get a good song going and go freaking crazy. Okay. Oh, one more. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Let's move on. This will be a finisher. Okay, that's good. Ooh. Let's pose down. Okay, all done. So, as much as I'm kind of a camera buff, you can't deny the phone tripod method is at least very readily available. You know, I mean, any longtime viewers you know, every lift used to be freaking just phone tripod style. So, I mean, it works, you know? Like, if you're thinking of, oh man, I want to post a fitness TikTok, you don't need a fancy ass camera, dude, right? Just $10 Amazon tripod. And if you get good lighting, nothing to freaking worry about. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's enough. Let's well, fully pumped. Now all I gotta do is go get some food.